Today we're talking about how to effectively pursue women. Man, welcome back to the Jahmad Show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to another great episode. Okay, go ahead. Let's talk about it. The elephant in the room. Rakif, where you been? You've been going, and all of a sudden, crickets. Listen, man, I'm an adult. Life happens. No, truthfully, man, I was been indulging for the past week. Been overindulging for the past week, for being fully transparent. Y'all know I like to be honest. Been overindulging a little bit, and I had some work done on my tooth, so that took me out for a few days. And I didn't just want to come on here, so I've been busy. But at the same time, I wanted to come back with a message. The little run that we did was more or less just like, hey, we doing a nice little cool little run. I'm going to show y'all what it looked like to grind, which I'm still doing. But that was purposeful for that. I took a little hiatus to enjoy, live, be. And I came back with an idea. But before we jump into that, man, I appreciate every last one of y'all. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Become the better part of the Jahmad Show and part of the community. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're watching, I like my mushroom coffee. I should go ahead and get a sponsorship with them. I really should. And I got my glass of water here. Always a beautiful way to start off the morning. Shout out to you and yours, man. It was a beautiful day on Sunday. Or whenever you watching this or listening to this on the rebroadcast. I appreciate you. Love the good tunes. And today we got a good one for you. But once again, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. And without viewers and people like you, we have absolutely nothing. Also, follow me on Instagram, rakifjahmad. That's once again at rakifjahmad. I post clips from the show and whatever, maybe polls and whatnot. But sometimes it's just easier to follow the social media and see what I got going on. Today, man, no loaded phrases just because, once again, I took a little bit of a break, so nothing to really report here. So we're going to just jump right in. We're going to jump right into today's topic. You've seen the thumbnail if you clicked on this video. Stop trying to master rejection. If I can say the word right. Stop trying to master rejection. I seen guys, and we all, if you're a man and you surf the internet, you might have come across or watched some of these videos where guys go out and they try to actively cold approach women in public, right? They got a video guy or some shit, and they going out and they walking up to these quote unquote random women and trying to basically woo them to get their number or Instagram or something. And it's like, yo, and they tell guys it's that easy and this, that, and the third, man. You just got to say it. You got to walk up. You got to be funny. You got to be charismatic. And all that stuff is kind of true. But the part that these men leave out is one very, very obvious, at least to me, attribute that a man would need. And that's attractiveness. You have to be attractive to be able to do that. And what they're doing is they're capitalizing on men specifically because they know how much of a high commodity a woman is to a man. So women capitalize on men out there with these programs and sign up, and this is how you should be texting a woman, and this is what you should say, and sign up for my course if this is you, and all this bullshit. Instead of telling men the honest truth, and instead of trying to capitalize on you, saying, hey bro, you need to actually be realistic. Because what that's telling men is, oh, if you just get over your quote unquote fear of rejection, then you will automatically become this more confident man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, for me personally, this is my way of thinking. This is my theory. I believe that's straight bullshit. But that's what we're told. Think of it like this. You got 100 women. And the object, in this case, right, these guys are trying to sell you, or what you're probably actively doing, is going out talking to random women, constantly getting shot down. And they're telling you got to overcome that like you're a salesman of some sort. And if you can do that, then you'll be confident. Then you can get a lot of women. Bullshit. That is the most least effective approach when pursuing a woman. So you mean to tell me you can go out and talk to 100 women and 5 of them might give you a chance? That's a 5% 5% effective rate. That's terrible. Those are terrible results. Hey, but I don't mind getting told, no, you should. You should. You should care that the fact that women constantly telling you no, bro. That shouldn't matter to you. That shouldn't be your goal, is to be like, I don't care if I get told no. That's not effective. So in today's show, I'm going to change that theory and tell you how you can actually be successful. How can you be effective with women? The first lie that you need to debunk is thinking that you can just go up and talk to so many women and that is a numbers game. It is not a numbers game. That is not a way of effectively doing it. I would rather be in a situation to have a 100% success rate going after 3 to 2 women versus having a 5% success rate going after 100 women. Everything ain't for everybody. So get out of this narrative of thinking it's a numbers game. That is not how you become successful. You need to be effective in your approach. So if you are not an attractive man, there are things you can do to become attractive. But the biggest lie that they tell men is that that doesn't matter. And it absolutely does. That's why when you see these guys making these YouTube videos, going after these very attractive women, that they have success. And they also, it's edited. It's not live. They're editing this in most cases. Or these guys already have a level of clout or status. So, and success. That ain't you, most likely. So how do you figure out where you stand in this level of attractiveness? First thing is, you can either go out, and this is where I will say this is where it would make sense to cold approach, so you can actually see how many women tell you no. Or you learn to read the room, right? You become very observant, and you can see how many women are putting eyes on you. How many women are choosing you? How many women are showing up in your vicinity? If it's none, then maybe you're not that damn attractive. Something about you. Or another really, really effective way to understand your level of attractiveness as a man, believe it or not, is online dating. How many matches options do you actually have on an online platform? That means that these women have chose to swipe right on you or like you or whatever app you on, right? And your list will be a measure in where you stand in what they call the so-called sexual marketplace. Now you have a realistic leg to stand on, something to measure with realism of what your actual options look like. Now from here, you can either accept that, whether it's good or bad, and start the approach, or you can start to better yourself if you don't like the options. If you don't like the options that's showing up on your online dating, like that's all I attract, then maybe you need to do some more self-reflection. Maybe you need to do some more work. Maybe you need to read more, which I do encourage. You need to get your vocabulary right. You need to get your knowledge, your intellect on point, your resources, your facts, all of these things, right? Once you have that down, you understand where you land, you're happy with the results. How do you seal the deal now? Okay, cool. I got on online dating, or I got a number out, XYZ. I'm gonna tell you the biggest thing that separates somebody like me from most men: your level of communication. This is a teaching show today. Your level of communication is important. If you can't effectively communicate, and I don't mean about bullshit, I mean understanding the woman that's in front of you. How do you do that? How do you understand, okay, she's attracted to me, number one. I was able to seal the deal with her number somehow. Even that part typically needs the communication. But you was able to get the number, she just thought you were attractive, but you fumbled that part, let's hypothetically say. How do you better yourself? You need to read books. You need to read books. And I don't mean just any damn thing. Self-help books, psychology books of some sort, books about women, books about men, books about success, life. Read. That just sounds like it's not. Read, brother. Open up a book and educate yourself for once. Listen to an audio book. Tell yourself, hold on, bro. This is. Let me take some valuable time out of my day and invest into me, because what's gonna happen is the moment that you get in front of this woman, you either gonna barbecue or mildew. You gonna win or you gonna lose. I do a lot of winning. I win, bro. You know why I win? It's because I understand how effective communication is. When I get a woman in front of me, number one, I set the tone. Let's dive into it. Start to finish. Whether I meet a woman online or in person, I don't chase. I stand on business, and I go after who likes me. That may be 3 women in the club that night. It may be more women, but I go after the options that I like. That may be 2 to 3 women in that club that night. I'm gonna get every last one their number. Success rate, 100%. 100%. Maybe 80 sometimes. But I read the room. I don't pursue a woman that's not really interested. Like, you got to show me I want you. The signs will be there. Her vicinity to you, the contact, her energy, her being giggly, attentive, cooperative. You ain't got actions speak louder than words. You're going to see it right there in front of you. She rocking with me. Success. Got a number. Got her number. That's how I look at it. I don't never go and say, okay, it's 40 women in here. Let me holler at all 40 and see what I can get. Wrong approach. Yeah, there's beautiful women in here. But taking that approach, you're less likely to be successful. Keep in mind, it's about success rate, and the success rate is what truly builds confidence. Being realistic about your sexual marketplace value, understanding that you can be successful with these type of women and you're gonna win in this space every time. Boom, got a number. Now we might be texting, we talking, whatever, set up a cooler situation. Now here comes the active listening. Communication is much more about actively listening than it is talking. Brothers, if I never gave you any advice, please take that one. Women are like too. Women should take that too. But this is for the fellas. Fellas, to truly understand a person, especially a woman, it's about actively listening. What does that mean? That means when she's talking, you need to be gathering information. You need to be listening for details. She's gonna say things nuanced. She might mention something, and you should be taking mental notes, either to ask a follow-up question or to truly understand who you're dealing with. And you need to ask good questions. You need to ask questions that's going to allow her to open up. And in order to do that, you have to actively listen to what she's saying. And what does that mean? That means you're not listening to respond to her question. Your mind should be blank. Your mind should be listening to what she's saying. And after she told you something, you know what your response should be? Let me get this right. And you regurgitate it back to her. Now she's like, yeah, you get me. You know what that's doing? Opening her up. Now she feels understood. Now she feel like you listening for real because you actually are. The other thing is you actually know who you dealing with now. You can decipher the person that's in front of you. Once you understand the type of woman that's in front of you, we're going to be grown real quick. You can really get to the meat and potatoes. You can really seal the deal. Now you can move in complete confidence. You know what's finna happen. You know she's gonna give it up to you because you got in here. You made her feel heard. You made her feel seen. That's a beautiful thing to any person. Not just what you want. You know, a lot of men, they focus so much on what they want. And sometimes it works. I'm not saying that don't work. But we talk about effectively, successfully being able to do this night in, night out, all the time. High success rate. Once you master being able to actually listen to a woman, she gonna tell you everything you need to know to how to, once again, seal the deal. She gonna tell you where she at. You ain't got to sell her. She ain't got to sell you. You just need to listen. If I never gave you any game on this show, this is probably one of the best kept secrets. There's a woman that I met, beautiful woman, in her mid 40s. Beautiful woman. No children, fine as hell. Put me up on game on a book called Never Split the Difference. I forgot the author. Never Split the Difference. It's about a FBI negotiator, and he was talking about how they use that tactic for, negotiating with terrorists and bank robbers and all this to everyday life. And part of communication, this is not the first time I heard this, is actively listening. When you trying to negotiate a bank robber to give up hostages, you have to listen to what they're actually saying. You have to read between the lines, and you have to ask questions that allow them to elaborate on what they're saying. Once again, effective communication is about actively listening and then applying what you just listened, regurgitate to make that person feel understood. How to Know a Person is another great book. When you start piecing all of these things together, then a woman, when she comes in your presence, she feels safe. She feel heard. She feels seen. Of course, she gonna open up in every single way. I'm giving away game. I should be charging you. But this is what the people lie to you. It's not about rejection. It's about effectiveness. And in order to do that, you got to be real with you first. And you need to apply these principles, not only just to women, but to life. And once again, I say it all the time. Once you do this and you practice this, it exudes in who you are. It helps to have your shit together, have a nice place, your own car, some money, all of that, right? Know how to put yourself together, well-groomed, all of the physical things, obviously, to get her there. But what's going to seal the deal and keep her there and keep her coming back is not just confidence, but it's about being competent. Being a man that is stoic, that can lead. Once you start regurgitating the information that you learned, the studies that you did, you know what that ultimately starts to happen in communication, in a setting where you not just getting in her pants, y'all just actually talking. You really learning her. You start throwing out books and all that. She see a leader in you. She now sees the leader because you can teach. Just like you watching this, that's leadership. She sensed that. Like if you can command a room of men, that's leadership. Men listen to you. That's leadership. If you can lead, someone can follow. That's what women want. They want to be able to follow their man. They want to feel like he got it. He got us. We good. I trust him. He ain't judging me. He understands me. He sees me. He gets me. And you actually get her. Listen, bro. I'm going to close with this. Stop letting the internet lie to you about rejection, about anything, about this bullshit about you need to say this and do this. No. Case in point, number one, you need to be honest with yourself. Are you an attractive man? If you're not, it's going to be tough, bro. I ain't going to lie to you. It is going to be tough. You need to do whatever you can do to become more attractive. Making more money, go to the gym, whatever. And the gym, they ain't normally not going to fix your face. If you're heavy set, yeah, it can chisel your face down. But there's heavy set dudes out there still attracting women. That ain't stop no show. There's really slim dudes. Hell, I'm slim. Attract a ton of women. Don't stop no show. So what separate them apart? There's dudes who are built and go to the gym, don't get no women. That ain't the answer. There's layers to all of that. You can have money, success, physically fit, all that. But if you don't have the concept of understanding women, you still gonna lose. You may get them there, but you ain't gonna be able to keep them. And to start with you wholeheartedly being confidently rooted in who you are. They can sense it. They can smell it. They see how you move. It don't matter. You command a room everywhere you go. You know how you do that? You work on yourself first. You believe in who you are. And other people start to believe in you. Women start to believe in you. They start to believe in your approach. You start to believe in you because you see the success. You see, I don't got to go out or be online talking to hundreds of women. I just need a few. I just need to go after the ones that like me. Whatever that means to you. If you are comfortable and confident in the women of the selection that you actually have, go after that, brother. And if you're a single man specifically, go have your fun. If that's what you want to do. But that's how you do it. You don't just go shooting shit at the wall and seeing if it stick. you move with a level of precision and effectiveness. That's how you become successful in pursuing women. I just gave you the keys to the game. Run this shit up for me. I just gave it to y'all, man. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Some of the realest advice I could ever give you. I hope this makes it. I hope this makes it either to women, men, whoever, and y'all share this message and say, boy, he just cooked on this show. Let the man go viral. That's some of the best game I ever had. Because here's what happens. When you have more men that move this way, there are much better selections for women. It's a win-win, full circle. We all win, we all eat. And that's what I'm about. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, man, to the Jahmad Show, man. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another great episode. For real, for real. This, man, listen, I appreciate every last one of y'all. Like I said, I don't care if it's 4 views, 4,000, 40,000, or 400,000. Hell, if we even get there, 4 million. At the end of the day, I appreciate every last one of y'all who took y'all sweet time to spend it with me, because time is valuable and you can't get that back. So hopefully I made it worth your while. It was damn sure worth it giving that game. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at rakifjahmad, right there on the screen. Once again, that's rakifjahmad. And of course, you know I got that PLP on today, that PLP, promote love and positivity. You can shop plpapparel.net right there. plpapparel.net. Pick you up something nice, man. Designed by your boy, and it represents something nice, right? Positivity. Also, you can go to thejahmadshow.com if you want to support the show that way. We got mugs, hats, hoodies, t-shirts, jackets, all that right there on thejahmadshow.com, as well as all the podcasts. And that's another way you can also contact me for whatever podcast equipment. If you want to understand about, you got questions about the show, or you want to come on the show, or you want to understand how I did my setup or whatever, hit me in the contact tab, or you can contact me through email at collab@thejahmadshow.com. Once again, that's collab@thejahmadshow.com. I think that's going to do it for us, man. Once again, I really, really appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank y'all for being the better part of the Jahmad Show and running up for us. Y'all want me to continue to give some game, I will do it. But y'all got to tell me that you love this. At the end of the day, man, y'all know what it is. Until next time, love. Peace.